Hey everybody, DeLongShot Signatures here. This is episode 183 of my TTM returns. I have 11 successes for 24 autographs to share with y'all, but I do have a failure to start with. I've been sending to the last few Division 1 coaches that either I forgot to send to or that I didn't think I would have any chance of getting back TTM. Funny enough, all these guys happen to be Big Ten coaches. I got back two recently who didn't think I had a shot with, but they did sign James Franklin of Penn State and Greg Schiano of Rutgers. So I thought maybe there's a slight chance I can get this third one from the Big Ten Conference, but got the expected response. Got my photos back unsigned from Ryan Day of the Ohio State, and got back the pre-printed photo. So no good from him, and that's with sending my own photos. I thought maybe that would be the trick to get him finally. He's got a really good head coaching record so far, but no luck for me there. I've had no luck with Ohio State football whatsoever. But we'll get into some successes here. First one is a hockey player that I have gotten from before. I finally got his Upper Deck Young Guns rookie card, so wanted to get that signed. But this is a 1 of 1 in 16 days from Alexander Alexeyev. He's a defensive prospect for the Washington Capitals. He did make his NHL debut last season. I think he only played one game, but he is currently with the Hershey Bears, or at least he was when I sent to him. I'm not sure if he's been called up yet or not. Then we got three Major League Baseball returns. First one here is a 2 of 2 in 22 days from a former MLB outfielder. These are coming back from Jim Little. He was the Yankees' first-round pick in 1966, going 10th overall. He played his collegiate baseball at Florida State. There's not a ton to say about him. He played for a few seasons, but didn't really rack up too many numbers, anything like that. But he's a very, very good TTM signer, and he's got a nice autograph. This next one is a 3 of 3 in 11 days. This guy is a longtime Blue Jay in many different facets, but these are coming back from Buck Martinez. So he was a catcher while he played. He then served on the coaching staff and was the manager for a season and a half before he was fired for the Blue Jays. He has been an announcer for the team for, I think, 17 or more seasons. I've had these photos since pre-COVID, actually. That's back when I was getting 3 photos printed off of each baseball player that I could find. But with COVID happening, I just kind of put everything to the side. Didn't have a ton of time to write stuff out, or wasn't really sure if anyone would be returning. And then I think he has since switched addresses, so I thought maybe he was done signing before a new one popped up. Finally found these photos, got them sent out. He was diagnosed and treated for cancer earlier this year. I think that was back in April, but he did undergo the treatments and then was able to come back to the team in the booth to continue broadcasting. So hopefully he's doing all right, but really, really glad to add him to the collection. The last baseball one here is a former announcer, legendary announcer. I have a question about this, though. But this is former Reds play-by-play announcer Marty Brenneman, who signed 2 of 2 in 38 days. I actually thought I had met Marty at a Reds caravan, winter caravan thing that they do, but I actually met his son, Tom. So I was a little confused there when I kept seeing Marty signing. And I was like, oh, no, I've already got him. No, I didn't. But really nice return there. He was their announcer from 1974 to 2019. And then the question I have is he received the 2000 Ford C. Frick Award from the Baseball Hall of Fame, which is to recognize, announcers and play-by-play and sportscasters and everything for the game. And I'm curious as to whether you guys consider that being in the Hall of Fame, because on Wikipedia it shows that he's part of the class of 2000, and then it has like a little breakdown of like Modern Committee, Veterans Committee, and a few other things, and the Ford C. Frick Award is on there. And I know that a number of Hall of Fames do something similar, like Lifetime Achievement Awards, or there's one for the NFL or the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I think it's the Pete Rozelle Award that they give out to broadcasters and announcers. But I don't know, sometimes they consider them to be Hall of Famers just in a different sense, or sometimes it's just they're recognized by the Hall of Fame. So I want your guys' opinion on that, because I would say he's a baseball Hall of Famer, but I don't want to be wrong on that. Then we'll get to some college coaches here. Tried a couple of different methods to try and find these people's names, maybe who got lost in the crowd, but had achieved a lot during their careers, and it's turned out some pretty good results. So first one is a 2 of 2 in 7 days from former women's basketball coach for Delta State. One of the themes for the rest of this video is there's going to be a lot of stuff signed on the back of the photos. But this is coming back from Lloyd Clark. There he is on the front. This was the only photo I could actually find of him. The other photo is when they named the court after him that they played on. But he was the head coach of the women's basketball team for Delta State for quite some time. He went 494 and 98 with the team. Really, really high winning percentage, and won 3 Division II championships with them. With the thing that I was using to try and find these names, I took a whole bunch of the career records of different coaches, both men's and women's, for basketball. I did it for football, and I just recently did it for baseball and softball. And took that list, took the champions list, combined those, gave them kind of like a score almost, and it moved through all the lists. I was able to find a lot of names of people who had achieved a lot, but maybe aren't as well known because they're not at like the top of, the championships list. They're not at the top of the wins list, but what they did was really incredible, and potentially some future Hall of Famers in this. The next one is a 3 of 2 return in 7 days from former Northern Kentucky women's basketball coach Nancy Winstell. She also signed on the back there, but she is there in the middle, right above the trophy. And then on this one, she wrote, "I may have gotten teed up on this. Don't remember." Technical fouled for yelling at the ref in this picture. Signed that. And then she also included a very nice note, which was signed as well. She's still coaching young kids in basketball, but she's not coaching a full team anymore. Those days are done. She said, I didn't have any autograph requests. I don't get many autograph requests these days, so I'm happy to do it. People must have been writing her while she was coaching, but the address is out there in case any of you guys are interested in writing to her. She won 2 Division II championships with her teams as well. Then we have a men's basketball coach legend. This is a 3 of 2 return in 8 days. He spent 25 years as the head coach for LSU. This is Dale Brown. So he is in the College Basketball Hall of Fame, was inducted in 2014, signed there in gold. Then he also included this paper, which he signed at the top, describing a whole bunch of different achievements that he put together while he was at LSU. To try and leave it up for a second so you guys can pause it if you would like to read it. But very, very accomplished and well-known SEC head coach, and he had 2 Final Four appearances with the team in his career. I've had a lot of quick returns in this video so far. This next one was not so much. This is a 1-of-1 success from a former football kicker in 1,596 days. This is coming back from Chris Brown, formerly of the Steelers. I think he played for a couple other teams. I don't remember. But he was the 1999 7th-round pick for the Steelers. He scored 1,123 points in his career, good for 53rd all-time. I'm surprised that one ever made it back. Nearly 1,600 days, but very, very glad to receive it regardless. Next one is a college football quarterback, former He signed 3 of 2 in 16 days. This is former Texas quarterback Marty Akins. So he is the only ever Wishbone quarterback to be named an All-American. When he took over the team in 1973, I think was his first full season of starting, the team averaged over 300 rushing yards per game, and they did that for the next 3 seasons. Didn't pass very much, barely at all, but he ran. I think Earl Campbell was part of the team as well. So this was a very, very accomplished team. So he signed both of those photos. He included this little note, which was signed as well. And he included copies, these are not originals, of some former letters he received from his coach, Darrell Royal, who is a college football Hall of Famer and technically 3-time national champion. But 2 of them are recognized by the Associated Press. That's the one that I count. So those are copies of the letters that he received from him. He thought that, I would appreciate reading them, which is really cool. Some cool stuff to know about him. He is the father-in-law of pro golfer Sergio Garcia and the uncle of Drew Brees. I didn't realize that until after I got these back today, but thought that was pretty cool. We'll end off here with 2 college football coaches. First one is a 2 of 2 in 7 days from recently retired Rich Lackner. He coached for 36 seasons at Carnegie Mellon. I think that's a Division III school. And he finished his career with 234 wins. I don't necessarily understand how all the different division tournaments work, but I don't think he was entered in it too many times, his teams, despite all their success. So no national championships, but over 200 wins. That's pretty impressive for coaching that long and being one of the being the all-time winning head coach for that team. Might have a shot at the Hall of Fame one day. And last one here, this one comes out with a little shout out, is a 2 of 2 in 8 days from college football Hall of Fame head coach Dick Farley, who also signed on the back. So I'll leave that up for a second so you guys can read it. I want to shout out to Penny50 and anyone else that he was working with on this project on Sports Card Forum. They went through and found a bunch of addresses and started reporting their successes for a bunch of different college football Hall of Famers. Here's the other photo that he signed as well. So I just wanted to shout out him and anyone else that was part of that project because they helped me out with a lot of addresses, including this guy, several other Hall of Fame head coaches that are still around, and some players. On this one, he wrote, this picture was the final score for a great win against Amherst, one of our biggest rival. But Farley coached at Division III Williams. He ended his 17-year stretch with the team with 114 wins, 19 losses, and 3 ties. So he basically won 85% of the time when you break it down like that. But he was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2006. So very, very full mail day. Lots of, photos signed on the back, which is fine. They wrote some really nice stuff on there and some great signatures. But a lot of really, really quick and nice returns, as well as one that took 4.5 years. But let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys watching. Helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.